Hey folks, going without a script today to talk about something that I have become interested in over the last few months, maybe years. It's been a little while since I got what at the time was my favorite pen. The Pentel Energel. I think I first got it in purple, and I just absolutely loved the nice click and the super smooth way that it writes. The ink is beautifully vivid, and as I later found out, it comes in a wide variety of colors, which of course makes my little heart happy. But then I discovered that not only were there people who did not know about the amazing Pentel Energel pen, another fairly popular one is the classic Pilot G2, which I have, in typical blue, black, and red, but it does not give me the same delight that writing with my favorite pen does. And so over the past few months, I've been paying attention to what I like in a pen and what other people are recommending. And so I've purchased some pens that I thought I would like, and I have enjoyed all of them. But I want to talk about what makes a pen more than just a pen. What makes it the best pen ever? My classic pen Energel, I have in two sizes. I have it, well, I've actually got it in three, but multicolor, I've only got it in two sizes. So I have the 0.7 and I have a 0.5. So the 0.5 is, I think, fine. And then like a 0.3 would be extra fine. I have a 0.3 in black. And both the 0.5 and the 0.7 both give a really nice bold line, as you can see here. They both write really smooth. They're clicky pens, retractable rather than capped. You might be able to get them capped, but there's a spring in there, and it's just really nice. You can either hold your thumb over it and it clicks, or you can just let it go, ping, click, 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 ping. So I like the retractable pens. Although Jet Pens does say that capped pens give you more security. They are less likely to leak if you put them in your pocket, which I don't. So that's not an issue for me. I've got two different kinds. The 0.5s are needle tips, which you can kind of see here. And then the 0.7s are conical. I haven't really noticed a difference in how they write. I slightly prefer the needle tips, but that might just be because they're fine rather than standard, which the 0.7s are. I also have I have a couple of sets that I also picked up to try out some felt pens in contrast to the ball pens. These are gel ball pens, and I also have some roller balls and ballpoints. The comfort of the pen, as well as the way that it flows, I think has less to do with whether it is gel ball, ballpoint, or roller ball, and with the formula used for the ink. So some of that's also going to affect things like the flow and the absorption and bleed and things like that. All of the pens I've gotten, none of them I haven't noticed bleed through problems with any of them. You can kind of see through the paper, but if you look, you'll notice it's not because the pen is bleeding through. It's just because, like if I go like this, you can see through the paper because the paper is relatively thin. That was why I chose to use notebook paper for the examples. Yeah, you can see through it in part because the ink is dark, but it's not that it's actually bleeding through the paper, even with relatively thin paper. The next ball pens that arrived were my Mujis and my Ritex. So the Mujis are these. They're in nice bright bold colors. These are, you can kind of see it on the end, 0.38. So they're not quite as fine as my like super fine, the one that I only have the Energel, the 0.3. And I have, after going online and looking, you can get a ballpoint pen in 0.25, which is super, super, super fine. The downside to getting an extra fine pen is that they do tend to be scratchy. And I did notice that, ironically, more with the Mujis than I did with the extra fine Energel. So some of that may also be that these might be, this says gel ink ballpoint. I don't think it's the formula of the ink, because supposedly the water-based rollerball are actually likely to be the most scratchy. But here, the conical point for these is part of what makes them scratchy. And then This is an issue with me. A lot of the reviews that I looked at online didn't say anything about color. How can you review pens and not talk about the colors that are available? So these are the ones that came in the Muji pack that I got. They also have a pastel pack that I was not able to get. They didn't have it available. And if you look, you'll notice that there are lots of lovely colors, but they don't have a purple. How do you not have a purple if you have a bold set, like a Brights? I think if I was going to take one and exchange it for the purple, it would probably be the lime green, because the regular green rates a little on the light side. It's not a super dark Kelly green. So I think it works well. And I would gladly exchange this one. This would be the one I would exchange. There's also a light blue, but I like that better than the light green. So this one needs to go away, and they need a nice bright purple. There you go. With the finer point, I noticed that, as happens with many people, my writing gets a little bit smaller, so you can fit more on the page. It's more precise, it's cleaner, it's neater, and it's also good. I find that I write more neatly when I print, especially. The bolder lines tend to help me flow better with cursive. The next set that I got that came in were my Writex, and I like them because they are what they call antique or vintage colors. So they're all kind of muted. They have some, sort of a brownish tone to them, and I really liked that as well. These, I think, are, they say liquid roller pen. So I noticed that even though these are 0.5s, they had a lot more absorption than my 0.5s of the Energels or some of the other pens that I tried later. So they give me a broader line of ink. Even though the tip itself is very fine, the ink spreads a little bit more. This may also have to do with the fact that it's water-based, and so it gets absorbed more and spreads out more before it dries. Dry time was something that was mentioned in some of the reviews, but I didn't really have a way to figure that out in terms of like microseconds or anything like that. I didn't notice any smudging, but I am right-handed. So I might talk to some lefties to see, if they try it out, what they would think. I might put that in the description or the comments, because I don't have anybody else here with me right now. The last set of ball pens that came in, the ones that I was waiting on so that I could do this video and share all of this with you, were my Zebra Sarasas. This is one that I've been curious about for a little bit because there are people who absolutely swear by these. These are also 0.5s. I love the colors. I've got sort of some jewel tones and some sort of, interesting antique-y type colors. And they gave me really nice variety of colors between them. I didn't have the olive green that I really liked in the Writex, but that smoky blue was really nice as well. They gave me a nice, fine, precise line that was sort of a nice balance in between the super, super precision of the Mujis and the spread of the ink in the Writex. I felt that as far as the comfort, the flow on the paper, the Writex with the liquid ink was really nice. I feel like that one gave me the smoothest, most comfortable flow, even more so than the Energels. On the other hand, I like the feel of the Energel in my hand a little bit more than just the plain plastic of the Writex. So in terms of that, I think the Energel has a little bit of an advantage. Also in terms of color, it's hard to say. I like them both in different ways for different reasons. The Writex purple is this lovely sort of faded orchid. I absolutely love it. But as much as I love the purple, the teal in the Energel is really vivid. It's got this nice blend of blue and green, and it just got this rich, full color that I absolutely love. It hasn't been matched by any of the other pens that I've used, and the contrast between the colors in the Energels is also really good. A lot of the other pen sets have colors that are kind of similar to each other, especially in the different shades of blue, whereas the Energels, the blue, the light blue, and the teal are all very distinct, even from the light green and the Kelly green. They all very vividly stand out from each other. But I also wanted to broaden my horizons. So I ordered 2 sets of felt tip pens. Sharpies and staplers. So I saw another teacher who had these and I was like, I might have to try this out. One of the things that I like about the Sharpie is just that I like purple, and they have a lot of different shades of purple. On the other hand, the felt tip, I might like it more as it goes on. It might hold its color better, but it had a very firm point. The tip is very firm. So if you like that, then that's a thing. But I will say it makes it feel almost like a calligraphy pen where you've got like the edge to it. So I don't know if you can see. Will it focus like that? You can see it's got almost a blunt tip. So that gives it sort of a feel. You can feel the corner of the edge on the paper. And it doesn't turn as smoothly as the Staedtler does, or obviously any of the ball pens. The Staedtler, I think the felt tip is a little longer, and maybe not. It may just be a little softer. It bends more, and I really like that. The feel of this also, the fact that you can see here, it's got a triangle shape to it. It fits really nicely. If you remember from like way back in grade school or elementary school, whatever you call it in your neck of the woods, that you would have those triangle shaped things that you put on your pencil so that it would sort of help you know what kind of grip to use so that you're holding it either whether you balance it on like your middle finger or your ring finger. You're balancing the pencil, you're holding it with the correct grip. So the triangle shape of the Staedtlers sort of leans into that and helps you hold the pen comfortably and consistently as well as you write. So having said all of that, which one is the best pen ever? I don't know. I love the variety of colors in this. I wish there were both brighter and darker tones. Sometimes when I want a lighter tone, they're not light enough. But at the same time, when I'm writing, I want those deeper colors. The Energels give me good deep colors, but they don't have any really light colors. Both of the felt sets do. They've got a wide variety of colors, and they have some that are a little on the light side for writing, such as the super light gray, which is almost impossible to see on white paper. And it's not a metallic ink, so it doesn't show up super well on dark paper either. For comfort, I would have to say either the Energel, which I like the smoothness of the ink, or the Rytec. I like the flow of the ink in this one. But I also like the bendy tip of the Staedtler. I like the way that it sort of moves with me. So all three of those are really nice as far as comfort. These are my favorites in different ways. They're comfortable in different ways. For colors, that's going to be between the Zebra Sarasa, the Rytec. Both of those have that antique color, which I really like, and the Energels with their bold, bright colors. I think for use at school, the Energel is my favorite. I like the contrast between the different bright colors, and it makes writing a pass log or tracking things in a grade book or attendance chart, it makes it more fun. You've got these nice pops of color. On the other hand, for writing thank you notes or notes of encouragement, I really like, probably my favorite is going to be the Rytecs, because they have the color of the Zebra Sarasas, but they also have the comfort of that lovely flow of ink. So I think that one's going to be my favorite for like stationery type stuff. On the other hand, if I'm doing some doodling, the felt tips have just more colors. And so if I want to just, jot little flowers or hearts or squigglies along the sides of my notes, the felt tips are great for that because of the variety of colors. But I think I still do prefer the ball tip pens to the felt tip pens. So as far as the best pen ever, I think I was right all along. The 0.5 needle tip purple Energel. I mean, how can you not just absolutely love this? So that's my recommendation. Test out some pens of your own, find out what works best for you. You're a different person than me, and you might like different things than I do, and that's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. Bye for now, everybody. Let me know what your favorite pen is down in the comments. Have a great day.